My speech is entitled, God Values His Exclusive Right to Our Worship. God created man in His image. In His image of God is created in Him, male and female. God has a purpose in mind when He created man. God created man with the intention that he would be made to worship Him and Him only. Worship is to be given to God alone. The Bible, therefore, places a dedication for worship. God and His service should not be a spectacle way. In order to render worship to God, and God exclusively, we must not worship anyone or anything else other than God. There's a culture supposedly inclusive in anything in the world today. Some feel there's nothing wrong with worshiping or exhibiting other worship methods inside the house of the Lord. However, the belief is most sanctuaries of the house of the Lord should not exhibit flags, guns, or governmental exhibits. Most Christians don't want to see those things there because their exclusive rights and worship belongs to Jesus Christ. The Holy Bible tells us we should not worship any other gods, living people, or items. We must, as God creation, worship Him exclusively and only Him. Sometimes people will worship celebrities, stars, cars, material items, music, which is not fair or right in God's eyes, because He is a jealous God. Only God alone can be worshipped. Without God, man and woman would be nothing. God tells His people in Deuteronomy 4:24, He is consumed with fire, a jealous God, and also a just God. When man and woman knows his or her jealousy will be provoked by a jealous spouse, it's the same way. When God worshipers love Him, they will not provoke Him or also make Him jealous during worship. Inhabit worship is a learning process, a daily way of life. Christians school our bodies and minds on how to worship and be dedicated to the Lord. Common way of life means which we receive the tradition of Jesus Christ. Inhabiting aspects of our daily lives. As Christians, we must also inhabit worship in order to believe and inhabit worship to make Jesus a habit in our life. One must devote all their effort and time to exclusively worship Jesus Christ in their faith and not waver. God created man in His image, and everything on the earth man deserves. But man also must stay true and worship God and God only, and its exclusive right to worship. In conclusion, God has done a lot for His people. We must not provoke Him to be jealous. God does require this one thing of us, and God values our exclusive rights to worship. And therefore people should respect the place of worship and respect God's exclusive right to be worshipped as our one and truly only God in our lives. Meaning not to be worshiping idols, other human beings, whether it be stars, parents, cars, materialistic things, sports figures. God is a jealous God. And those things are not to be worshipped, because God requires our exclusive worship. Thank you very much.